be about. We included background information, we included something interesting, and we included our thesis statement, which I told you last time was your roadmap. So now that you've introduced me to the topic, we need our body paragraphs. This is the meat of the paper where you develop your ideas. So if we're writing, how long did we say this paper needs to be? 3 to 4 paragraphs. That means if we already have one paragraph introduction and one's going to be a conclusion, that means you have 1 to 2 body paragraphs. So these are the things you need to know about the body paragraphs. Your thesis needs to be supported by facts, examples, reasons, and any other research, the things that we put on our index cards. That's what you're going to develop. So when I say develop your ideas, I'm going to show you an example. Remember my original thesis example to you was this. Ellie Lord, like Weissel, Lord, and King all talk about how silence has the power to paralyze the world. If that's my thesis, how I could develop it is I could choose 2 paragraphs. And I could tell myself my first paragraph is going to be about the first part of my thesis, silence. I'll write about reasons the authors develop for why people might remain silent. So someone raise their hand and tell me what's one reason Audre Lorde gives for why people might remain silent. Just one reason that Audre Lorde in the transformation of silence into language and action, what's one reason she gives for why people might remain silent? Raise your hand. Go on. They're afraid, can you say it louder? They're afraid of the outcome. That's an excellent reason. So I could say something about how Audre Lorde thinks that people might be afraid of the outcome of their actions or their words, and so they want to remain silent. And I would comment on those reasons. Why is it important for me to comment on those reasons instead of just straight paraphrasing what the authors say? Why should my paper not just be one long listing of what the authors say? Louder? To back up the details, and I want it in my own voice. You don't want something. That's why I told you guys to put the papers away and just use your index cards. So this could be one of my body paragraphs, why people remain silent. Speaks to the first part of my thesis. If the second part of my thesis was about having the power to paralyze the world, then my second body paragraph could be about the effects the silence has on the world, the paralyzed part. And then I would comment on that. You could talk about the outcomes or things that go on. What did Elie Wiesel say happened because people around the world stayed silent? Human suffering. What else? What's that one specific event that he went through? The Holocaust. Because people around the world, they were naive enough to think when he was young that people didn't know about it, and that's why they didn't help, which wasn't true. People knew about it, but they stayed silent. So in this paragraph, maybe I developed things that I talk about Audre Lorde and the outcomes of why we might stay silent. And then my second body paragraph could be about the effects of that silence, how it could paralyze the world and let human suffering go on, just like Kaylee said. So you look at your thesis, you ask yourself which parts you want to talk about, break it apart into the body paragraph. We're not even talking conclusion right now. Just look at your thesis. This was about silence and paralyzing the world. My first body paragraph explained why people might stay silent. My second one explained the effects of that silence. So right now it is 11:15. We're going to work for the next half an hour until 11:45 on just doing these body paragraphs. We're taking today just to write, because it's part of our writing cycle. And we're going to do 2 rotations of small group tomorrow. But today, from 11:15 now to 11:45, you're just working on your 1 to 2 body paragraphs. So Michael, what are you working on until 11:45? Your what? Body paragraphs. Your body paragraphs. Good. And how many paragraphs of body paragraphs should you have, Ladarius?
3 or 4. 2.
3 or 4?
1 to 2.
1 to 2. Thank you, Tyana. All right. I will be around. If you need my help, raise your hand. Yes. Yeah. I see Malika working, Malik's working, Janae's working on her body paragraphs. I like this. Juwan's helping Ladarius. Maggie's happy mantra. So what's your thesis? Did you have any thesis in this one?